Hello everybody, Flamin' Shark, back with another video, and this is the review to my blind commentary, blind reaction to ReZero Season 2, Episode 24, the penultimate episode of the season. This was Choose Me, and obviously that was a very cool title, given the context of the big conversation in this episode between Beatrice and Subaru. There was also sauce with Amelia, the sauce with Rosewall. There was various other things going on in this episode that were really cool, but the meat and potatoes of this episode came between Beatrice and Subaru at the Burning Mansion, which was really cool. And this episode in general was really cool. I really loved this episode, and yeah, I mean, it's kind of set everything up like really, really nicely, where we've solved everything, and really the only things left are the Great Rabbit, which we're obviously going to find a way to defeat the rabbit next episode, and then Rem, who we are most likely, almost definitely not going to save in this season, and that Rem problem is going to continue on further down the line, which is pretty wild. But everything else, all the sanctuary-related problems are coming together, and there's really only one left, like I said, which is the Great Rabbit, which obviously is what the next episode is going to focus on dealing with. They're going to yeet those rabbits, and then they're going to have their happily ever after, except not really. If anything, we're going to get, I imagine, now obviously we're probably not going to get the fifth arc for like a couple years in anime form. We're being completely honest. I don't expect it anytime soon, assuming we even get it at all. But assuming we do, I definitely think, it's going to be focused back on, like, the politics, go back to the whole, like, who's going to be queen, and focus on a lot of that stuff. I think we're going to see, like, the other candidates again. I think we're going to focus on a lot of that stuff, because obviously that was a big focus, and this arc was kind of an arc that, didn't involve any of them. And it kind of got off that, so I definitely think that come season 3, when we get to the next arc, we're definitely going to be back on that. I don't know the specifics on what it's going to be about, but I definitely expect the potatoes to be involved. If not all of them, then at least some of, Felt, Priscilla, Anastasia, obviously Crush, who's in an interesting spot with her memories, and, of course, Amelia. But yeah, I definitely expect some of those potatoes, if not all of those potatoes, to be involved in whatever thing we're going to be doing next in the story. Because obviously that's like the main goal for Subaru and Amelia and everything, is to become queen, and that's something that they can focus on more now after the events of the Sanctuary, which is really cool. So I definitely think that's kind of what the future looks like. But obviously, again, that future not coming anytime soon. I don't really think we're going to get another season of ReZero, probably for a couple years, probably like 2 or 3 years. I mean, maybe I'll be wrong, but like I talked about in the video, from my understanding, as far as if we're talking specifically the web novel, what's adapted is basically or what as far as material, I mean, they have the next 2 arcs from my understanding, but and I have a decent idea of how long that would potentially be, but yeah, I don't see this. It is a weird series where source material wise, there definitely is some, but I don't see us getting any ReZero anytime soon. As far as another season, I mean, hopefully it's not going to be too long, and hopefully we do get another season, because there's also the possibility we just don't ever get another season. But I do have a moderate amount of hope that we will continue this story. I feel like this show is really popular and really well praised. I mean, not everyone adores it, but I think overall it's really well praised, and I think it deserves a lot of it. So I definitely think it's probably fine, even if we have to wait a couple years for another season, similarly to season 1. Which, I mean, season 1 took a long time, but yeah, regardless, I think we're going to be good there. So I do think it'll probably get another season, but it'll probably be a couple of years. So that's going to be a brutal wait. But we still have one more episode. I think it's going to be fun. Who knows? There might be some OVAs in the future, before an eventual season 3. That would be cool, just to have OVAs, just one, to have ReZero content, but also to kind of like verify that they haven't completely just like yeeted it. But I don't think they will. I think this show is popular enough to where it's probably going to keep getting its sauce. But I can't wait for the future, whatever that may entail. But yeah, I'm just kind of reminiscing a little bit in this review, just thinking about season 2. I mean, this was all one arc, so you're at the end of the arc. Obviously, like I said, they're going to find a way to beat the rabbit. I mean, and Beatrice is going to be a huge help with that, obviously. They're going to beat the rabbit, and then that's it. I mean, that's really the only thing left. So, like I said, that's what the last episode is going to be focused on, and then they're going to have their kind of, at least for the time being, happily ever after. And obviously, a lot of suffering to get to that point, but it does appear like we're going to get an ending similar to the ending of season 1, which is, defeat the big creature and defeat the one of Daphne's great mob beasts, whether it's the whale or the rabbit. And then in this case, it's the rabbit, and then kind of have their like happy moment of like, we did it, we won, everything's okay for now. Because obviously they saved the whole who's Rem moment for the beginning of season 2 as opposed to the end of season 1. And I imagine we're going to get a similar case where we're actually going to leave off on a good note. But who knows, maybe something terribly trolly is going to happen at the end of season 2. But I think they're going to, it's the same thing. Like, I don't think they're going to drop any type of weird cliffhanger just because the whole, like, unless they're very certain that there's going to be a season 3, And I think that's one of the reasons why they probably didn't end season 1 with the whole Who is Rem thing, is because they probably didn't know if they were going to be continuing this series down the line. And obviously they later on, eventually it was like, yeah, we're doing season 2, but at the time they were making it, especially, they probably really didn't know whether or not they'd ever come back to the series or whatever. So there is that, of course. But yeah, I really can't wait for some more ReZero, and I think the finale is going to be really fun. I honestly don't think the finale is going to be like one of the better episodes, because I feel like this was like the last like big character moment that was the whole Beatrice thing, and that now that that's happened, I feel like the last episode is mostly just going to be a really badass fight against some bunnies and some resolution, aftermath sauce, and I think that's what the episode's going to be. So I don't think 25 is going to be one of the crazier episodes, but I do think I'm going to be very satisfied with it because I have really enjoyed this arc. It's been long as hell. I mean, it's literally been all season, but I have really enjoyed this arc, and I'm also happy to be done with the season next week. I mean, it's really cool, and hope you guys enjoyed the season. I thought season 2 of ReZero was amazing. I mean, I thought season 1 was fantastic as well. I just love this show. I think this is one of the, certainly one of my favorite anime over the last, 5 years. I mean, it's been fantastic. Not that I've seen many, but I have seen some that a lot of people really like. I would say, my favorite anime of the last 5 years, probably Attack on Titan, Mob Psycho 100, and ReZero. I think those are the 3. I could be forgetting something that is newer than I realize, but I think those are my 3 favorite anime of the last 5-ish years. Because I think ReZero and Mob both started in the last 5 years. AOT is older than that, season 1 only. But if we're not counting that, then yeah, Mob and ReZero are probably my favorite anime of the last 5 years. There's a few others that I really like. I obviously really like my skating gay boys. What was the other one I was gonna say? There was another one I was gonna mention, and I actually derped on it. But yeah, Mob and ReZero are probably my 2 favorite anime from relatively recent times. I think both of those shows, for very different reasons, are amazing. And 2 of my favorites for sure. Yeah, because Steins Gate's a bit old. I mean, Zero happened, but the original Steins Gate's a bit older, so I guess it's kind of in the same boat as AOT there on whether it counts. So I probably won't count AOT just because season 1 was in 2013 or whenever the fuck it was. Anywho, all that aside, I'm just going to sign off here. So, Flamin' Shark signing out. Hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastical day, and we'll see you next time with another video. Thanks for watching. Peace.